what made you become a Baha'i? That's the question. How did you even hear about the faith, and what made you accept the faith?
Honestly, did I tell you the story what happened? Of course, I heard of the faith when I was a boy. People came to teach to my eldest brother, to Balan and all that. I was a small boy.
Travel teachers.
In Mantakap, Batulima camp, the place. So the teachers, Baha'i teachers would come and visit. And my eldest brother became Baha'i. Later, he also became Baha'i. So I have heard of it. But I was a young schoolboy, and then I went to the university, 1971, 72. This is actually quite mysterious and miraculous. The university was new. Its campus was actually the sharing with the Teachers Training College.
University Science.
That time. We did not build the new campus yet.
Okay.
So we were there first year. Second year only we went there, third.
Right.
So this, I was staying quite close by, so I can walk. So Saturday, Sundays all, when there are no lectures all, I will go. There's a library, quite a big library over there. So I would sit and study and do my work and all that. And suddenly I was just looking at the bookshelf.
Oh, in the library?
In the library, bookshelf. See? Baha'u'llah in the New Era.
There is a book in the library in University Science in Pulau Pinang.
Yeah.
About the Baha'i faith.
Baha'u'llah in the New Era. I took the book. Baha'u'llah in the New Era. There was an address of the center. See the story, you remember, next time you tell to your friend, whoever. So, I don't know why I wrote to them.
You wrote that?
I wrote.
What did you write?
I said I would like to know this, the center, what you're doing and all that. In mind. It occurred just like that. So I wrote and kept quiet. After a few days, one group of fellows coming to my house.
Oh.
Dr. Sundram's children.
Your house meaning the university where you stay? Okay.
Came. Are you Ananthan? Yes. We received your letter. When you're free, you please come to our house. Dr. Sundram's house, big house. We can discuss whatever you want. So I went.
Were you interested about, you vaguely heard
Want
about
to know about it, that's all.
Right.
So they came to explain all.
So what did you feel when you heard about what the faith is, what the Baha'i faith is?
It makes sense.
I think that's the most important thing.
Makes sense.
Would you say that is like the seed of belief?
Yeah, makes sense.
The seed of belief.
Yeah.
But then when we had our previous conversation, remember you said Peter with the heart, Paul with the sense. But when you say sense right now, is it
Both.
intelligence and emotions?
Both.
Okay.
Sense both.
Okay.
Emotional.
Not only intellectually
Not
makes
only.
sense, it's
That's all.
emotionally
And,
makes sense. Okay.
So that all they explained this and all that. I said, hey, makes sense. I want to become Baha'i. 1973. And after declaring I was involved, they called me study group and all that. Also follow with them, teach and all that. Then Dr. Sundram's wife, Mrs. Sundram, hey, we got rooms for rent. You can rent, pay some money and stay here. And you can also study and so I spent nearly 1.5, 2 years. That's the time Ephraim Plasami, Satya and all these people, we came and we became Baha'is. And I set up the University of Science Baha'i Society.
Wow.
I was the chairman.
Wow. So you had like a little community in your university
I
itself.
was also in the, let's say, community work. I used to travel and sit and all. I had a great time.
I mean, I would say like if you're a person that has the thirst for knowledge, it will make sense.
Say again?
If you're a person that has the thirst for knowledge,
Personal,
it will make sense.
Right.
It definitely will make sense.
Mm.
But
I see we were looking for some sense and some meaning. What actually this whole life is about.
right. Right. I
So
mean, I think
this faith gave me some sense of meaning and
I think everyone falls upon that question once in their life. What is this life?
what is this? What is the meaning?
What is this?
What are we doing? This question, that is. That's how.
Because our previous conversation, I asked the same question. I asked,
Yeah.
why this? What is all of this?
Makes sense. After that, the whole story.
Okay, did you get any pushback from your parents or people from the
Once
previous
I
religion?
accepted the faith, I used to come back for holidays. I taught Ravi, I taught Balchan.
It's like you brought new knowledge.
Yes.
So you are like the person that always
And
brings new knowledge?
Even my father, had a little book, The Second Coming of Lord Krishna, written by Baha'i. Professor, you must read this, huh? Once you read it, even my father was, but he never
Curious?
objected.
He was curious?
Never objected. I never had any opposition. I would travel, and then when I was finished my course, I was houseman in Johor Hospital. Dr. Velu was there. We used to go around.
Dr. Velu is a Baha'i?
Yeah. Dr. Velu was the chairman of the NSU. Last time, not now.
Right.
So we went to go teach. A lot of work we did. Evening classes, study classes, meeting assembly. 1 year I did a lot of work. Then I got posted to Ananthan and then to Rao. Rao, of course, there were not many Baha'is, so not that active, but I had to go to all the. Then only went to Ananthan, got married. Then very interesting activities in Ananthan. I set up everything properly, organized everything. And to Terengganu also I did.
So it kind of just made your life more interesting because of the
more
faith.
meaningful, more interesting, more thrilling, more challenging, more learning. I have absolutely no regrets.
What would you say would have happened if you never fell upon the faith or you never heard about it? Because there are so many people,
I don't know.
not only in Malaysia but around the world, that have never heard about the
I
Baha'i
have no
faith.
idea what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what would have done.
Don't you think that's kind of baffling that there's people still never heard about it?
Yeah, right.
What is that? So in a way, you're like chosen.
You can use that word.
Mm.
Many are called, few are chosen, say.
Baha'is are chosen.
Sort of. At this age.
Like me being born as one, actually I was the only Baha'i in my school.
Ah,
The only Baha'i in my university.
yes, really, huh?
Yes. No, it's very challenging.
Wait, when I went to university, there was no Baha'i.
I tell you, when people ask me in
I
school,
was the first Baha'i.
when people ask me in school what am I say I'm a Christian. You know why? Because I don't want to go through the explanation of what is the Baha'i faith. Because when you're 14, 15, 16, it's very hard to kind of explain it.
Yeah, correct.
But then again, now, after developing some sort of maturity, I would say like...
Now you can tell.
Yeah, it's very entertaining and interesting.
Yes, see what? Knowledge, it's not. The experience is exhilarating. There's an inner meaning, inner feeling, a feeling of awe and wonder. Awe and wonder. It's fun, but no way.
Like, most people I would like, sometimes I have conversations online and then like I speak to Baha'is from America, Baha'is from like different countries, and they say like the people who accept it, they say like they like the fact that it doesn't have a clergy. There is no sermons. If you go to a house of worship, there's no one there giving like a sermon or anything. It's just that you're there by yourself and everything, which is like a very new,
Yeah.
very fresh. 200 years is too fresh.
Too fresh.
Too fresh.
You are looking at the seedling. You are not looking at the tree. You are not looking at the fruit yet. Seedling. Seedling is now only like that. Supposed to grow fruit and you have to eat the fruit. The fruit is the unity of mankind.
What do you think about the Baha'is that go against the faith?
The earlier one was the covenant breakers, they all finished already, no more power. Then the other religions will be, antagonizing, trying to attack and all that. But that is expected. But when the Baha'i faith has got truth, you cannot destroy it. You attack, you are doing something good. You are challenging the truth. And you cannot do anything, the truth is proven. Don't waste your time attacking the truth. So there are some people who will do that, that's okay.
Most of them don't attack it, but like there's a lot of born Baha'is.
Attack, in Iran all they attack.
Oh yeah. I heard even in Qatar, it's very hard to be a Baha'i in like
The other side,
Middle East.
they like antagonize and they say, no, we're Christians, it's a different form of. We faced already the worst attack, killing the Bab. What more can you do? You failed. Imprisoned Baha'u'llah whole life. You thought it will die. Why it didn't die?
Right.
Many, they didn't know that there is a spirit there which you cannot kill, spirit of truth. They killed the Baha, they killed, how many, 20 over 1,000 fellows. Put Baha'u'llah and the family prison in the worst prison, thinking that Allah will just frizzle out. So you must know, this is how it happened. When somebody says the truth will be challenged. If he has no truth, he will die. You've got truth, it will come. You suppress, it will come back. You oppress, it will come back. That's why it goes through the process of, first attack, oppression, killing, persecution and all that, opposition.
But like you said, it's a pity. It's very sad that that is the process.
Yeah. What to do? People sacrifice to prove it. Proven already now, you see, already in the formative age. What can you do? And the mystery is, why they imprison him and put him in Holy Land?
That's the Bab, right? What about Baha'u'llah? Did they kill Baha'u'llah?
Baha'u'llah?
Did they kill Baha'u'llah?
No.
Was Baha'u'llah murdered?
Prison.
Oh, he died in prison, is it?
Prison.
Baha'u'llah died in prison.
Yes, in prison.
But was still some sort of
They
oppression.
tried to kill him, they do and all that didn't work. Tried to poison this and all that didn't work. He finished
But
his
okay,
work.
Acha, between the Bab and Baha'u'llah, this is another thing I wanted to ask
Tell me.
you.
Tell me.
Why is it like two?
Twin.
Why is it like twin?
Because the Bab fulfills the Quranic prophecy, closes the prophetic cycle, and prophesies the coming of the first major prophet of the cycle of fulfillment. He was a seal, he was a forerunner. Say, wait, promise one of all ages come. Mine is to seal Islamic as promised in the Quran, give you all the writings so that you will see the coming of the promised one of all ages. Bab's writing is very clear. I've read all that. So, and Bab knew he will be killed. And you say, don't worry, God will send you. And they tried to kill Baha'u'llah, put him in prison, back him and all that, but they didn't kill. They exiled him to all the prison in Alexander, Baghdad, and all that, finally in the worst prisoner. He did all his job, he revealed everything. And Abdul Baha came as the leader.
Abdul Baha is my man lah.
Really?
To me, because I feel he is human.
Yeah, but spiritual also.
Definitely, but I think he's more human than Baha'u'llah.
Yeah, you see, because he could go out. Baha'u'llah couldn't go out. He was in the prison. People have to come, somehow sneak in and see. Only his family members and few. But the right thing all he did. He nurtured Abdul Baha and told Abdul Baha, you are the center of the count. You are the interpreter. Okay? You must organize. So Abdul Baha, he was only released in 1909. He was also a prisoner with the father.
The whole family was in prison.
Yeah, 1909 only really. So after that, he had the freedom. The British government gave him the freedom. He went to Europe, went to England.
Yeah, there's footages.
And then 1911 he went to US. He did a wonderful thing. He spoke in Stanford University. All over the university, people, everybody was like amazed.
Yeah, because I was speaking to a
But
friend.
if you see what he spoke,
I was speaking to a Baha'i from America.
hmm?
Shamim, this guy. He's a Persian, but he's in America. And he said, Abdul Baha is the only human being to deplete his ego completely,
Yeah.
which is a very hard thing to comprehend.
That is what Guardian says is a mystery of God. Human being, but
It's like a trait you're born with in a way. It's very hard for normal
actually,
people.
you see how he spoke. No hatred, no ego. Everywhere he went, he talked about love and all that. Somebody used to even attack him, he would talk to him nicely and he
Yeah, but normal human beings is very hard to do that.
He is a mystery of God, soul interpreter, the only filter who can really control himself. Then only 1921 appointed Shoghi Effendi. Shoghi Effendi,
Which is his nephew, is it?
unbelievable his writings. I know. He went, of course, Abdul Baha sent him to Oxford to study English so that he can come and translate all the book. Very clever. Then he translated so many, he wrote everything, he prepared the people, set the foundation for the order.
Which means he knew English was going to be a main language?
Read like God passes by, read like book.
He knew English was like going to be like the
You read
main
this.
spoken.
I'm quoting a lot from
language?
the Guardian.
But would you say he knew the English was going to be the main language?
Yeah. Fantastic writing today. His book, he translated so many books, Dawnbreakers.
Acha, when Baha'u'llah said there was going to be a universal language,
Yeah.
is English the universal language?
No. It will be created, or the way it's written, the world have to develop a language, universal, or select one of the language and make it the universal language.
But it seems.
But must also protect the mother tongue. Two languages say. Must have the mother tongue and a universal language.
Okay.
Yes. It is true.
I mean, it's kind of dividing. No, it's
No.
dividing. No, because if I'm speaking to my family members a different language and
Yeah.
I'm speaking to people a different language, it's
problem.
dividing.
No, it's not divided.
Why can't I just use the universal language in my
No.
family as well?
Ultimately, the people will only talk one language. These 1,000 years, slowly it will evolve like that.
Do you feel like English is going to be the universal language?
Don't know.
Or they're going to create a new
They may
one?
create a language. House of Justice, the one is not, this is not the time yet. Now we have to establish the foundation properly,
It's not the
all the
time yet.
institution properly, get the power, and then they can say, they have to settle this language. They have the authority. God has given universal the authority. All the teaching, all this language teaching, all this in Kitab Yaddas. So it will be implemented according to the growth and the time and all that. See, like male and female gender problems, all there.
Equality of man and
Yeah.
women. That's the principle.
Compulsory education, independent investigation of truth.
Equality of science and
Yeah,
religion.
science and religion. See?
It's
All
actually the
these
same
are-
thing. That's always the argument, For an atheist,
Yeah.
you cannot prove God because the science unable to prove.
Yeah,
But both of it is the same thing.
yeah,
Spirituality and science is same.
yeah, same.
But they don't see it that
They
way.
don't see. They only see the visible part and the weighable
Yeah,
part.
it's
but
like
they
if you
don't
cannot
see-
do an experiment-
They don't see the power inside.
If you cannot do an experiment and prove it, it's not true. But it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Spiritually is the same.
Correct.